Hey y'all, back again, back again. I noticed I do the ghetto girl lip smack every time I start the video. I don't understand why I do that. But today, since I don't have any comments or likes or anything yet, I literally been kind of just going on with the topics that I've been dying to speak out about. Like, I started a YouTube channel before and I went through like hermit mode, and then I feel like now it's time for me to speak again about the things that I just want to talk about. And like I said, please do tell me your opinions as well, like, because I'm gonna be, a lot of the stuff that I say is probably controversial, or there's probably a lot of opinions about the stuff that I talk about or the things that I say, which is great, and which is why I want to talk about it, because my perspective is not your perspective. Everybody is literally their own individual, like a snowflake. Everybody has their own unique individuality, and that's what makes conversation so fun. That's what makes discussion so fun, and that's what makes YouTube so fun, because you get to look at things from another's perspective. And that's why sometimes when people just binge, it's like no longer binge watching on Netflix, it's like binging on YouTube. But the topic I wanted to discuss today is duality, or duality, polarity, however you want to view it, negative, positive, you know what I mean? It's just like that pole, you know what I mean? The two poles. And I want to know, it's not really what I want to know. This is how I feel about polarity and negativity and positivity and right and wrong and whatnot. Or this is just random questions that I ask, and I wonder if you ask yourself, or why people don't ask. Like, I'm like, first of all, who made the rules and the stipulations of like what's right and what's wrong? Because I don't really think that there should ever be rules. I don't think that there should ever be rules, especially if you're a leader spirit or a leader soul. Then you would understand that your God is your God, if that makes sense. Your God is literally your God. So that's why I kind of don't fuck with religion at all, because you want me to believe that you are interpreting messages the way that I'm interpreting them. You want me to believe that I hear exactly what you hear. You want me to believe that I feel positive about what you feel is positive, but that's not literally that's not how it works. And that's kind of why I'm just gonna be transparent here. That's why I stopped going to church, because at first it was, and I was like 17, and I'm like, I don't think that I need a middleman to have church. And it's crazy to me that y'all sitting here with this whole sermon, which a lot of times I did feel the message, like it resonated with my soul and I felt it. And they would give advice or suggestions or tell you what they think you should do, which is fine and dandy, but it's like, I don't appreciate how you feel like I should come to, like, I have to come to this place in order to connect with God, and then I have to receive my message from you, when really we are receiving messages all the time, from downloads and uploads. We're receiving from in our dream, from literally, you like I said in my previous video, everything happens for a reason. So you click on a movie and you hear this thing that resonates with you. That's spirit talking to you. That's a message that was meant for you. You know what I mean? It doesn't always have to be that sanctuary setting, and you don't always have to put that 10%, give that 10% to your pastor and feel like you're paying tithes and offering to God. You paying that 10% is something that should be, that's like when you get your paycheck and you show yourself no self-love, and you're living in a shithole home and you're wearing raggedy clothes, and you know what I mean, and you're not giving to yourself what you deserve and what you need. That's that 10% that you're supposed to always give to yourself, that you work for. That's not tithes and offering. that's neither here nor there. That's a whole nother tangent. But either way it go, I say that to say that your God is not the next person's God. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. Because it's literally your higher self. Your God is your higher self. So, with that being said, when it comes down to negative and positive, it's all about how you view things and your moral compass. Now, where does your moral compass come from? I feel like your moral compass comes from your experience. It starts out with like your experience. I feel like when you get here, your soul completely knows what it got going on and whatnot and what it's gonna do and all of that. But I feel like it's like a clean slate. And then as you start experiencing, you start viewing and having perspectives and feeling a certain way about certain words or about certain, you know what I mean? So I feel like your moral compass starts with your experiences, if that makes sense. And so, and with your moral compass, that's what you view as right or wrong or ethical or not or moral or not, or you know what I mean. And so I guess I say all that to say, yes, that's how you know what's good and what's bad, what feels good to you. So, like, almost like, okay, I was watching, shouts out to Queen Cup. I was watching Queen Cup, tarot reader. And if you guys want to, if you're into tarot, she's super on point. She's super intuitive. She's super connected. And she's real as fuck. If you like real, raw, straight to the point, Queen Cup. So, shouts out to Queen Cup. But she was talking about alignment and how, like, and this is so crazy because I wrote down a bunch of notes about what I was going to make a video about today. And when I put down duality and I put like your moral compass, or your moral compass in your higher self and alignment. And it's like, because what we go to a lot of people for assistance because we don't feel like we are in alignment, or we don't feel like we're where we're supposed to be. But how do you know that? Or how do you feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and Queen Cup was talking about all the different ways that you can feel that you're in alignment or you're not in alignment. But my thing is, but notice what is it that's it's like, first of all, you're aware that you're not in a line. You're aware that something is wrong, something is off, that you're not on course. You're aware. You feel me? What makes you aware like that? You know what I mean? That's literally your higher self, your higher being. That's you questioning what you're doing right now. That's your feeling. So that feeling is what you should follow. Now, you have narcissists and stuff like that, and that, oh, it feels good to put people down and this, that, and the third. Now, when you have a balance of masculine and feminine energy, and your calling or your purpose is something completely absurd, or what somebody else feels is absurd, I just feel like if it feels great to you, you're doing what you're supposed to do. And I know that sounds fucking weird, and I know it sounds weird as fuck, but no, I feel like as long as, like, when I have a clear understanding, or when I have a clear, like, because you have voices, right? You have like your guides, your voices in your head, like, because you have your ego, which is you, your flesh, and then you have your soul, and that's also you, but that's like your higher self. That's like the ethereal plane you. So we, a lot of times, that those voices kind of sound the same. We a lot of times lie to ourselves, or in denial, or we'll change that voice up to make it sound, or to manipulate ourselves, or to convince ourselves this is the right thing. Now, this is the thing when you are trying to be in alignment, or when you're trying to do positive or negative or whatever, you know what it is because you really feel it. You know when you're lying to yourself. You know when you're trying to make yourself make this into something that it's not. So I feel like, with that being said, when you come down to somebody's God or their karmic debts or karma, because a lot of people say, oh yeah, you get what you put, which is true, which is very true. You get what you give. But it's like, who's determining the karma? spirit is. God, your higher self is. You know what I mean? It's not just you running the show by yourself. You'd be a fool to think that. I thought that once. I was atheist once. Crazy shit happened in my life. Being an atheist. Never again. But, yeah, you're not running the show. So it's like who determines this karma? That's because you know whether you're on this cycle and you've been lying to yourself for years to make yourself seem like this is something you're supposed to be doing, but you know you're not. You uh, finessing people out of money or whatever the case may be, and you've been doing this and you've been getting away with it and getting away with it, and you've been lying to yourself, telling yourself this is my purpose, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, this, that, and the third. But you know you've been lying to yourself deep down in your heart chakra. When you really open up and really take a step back and look at the situation, you know that you're lying to yourself. You know karma's about to come snatch you up, something so serious, because you know this, you're aware of it. Now, when you're ignorant to that type of thing and you become aware, it's like once you know better, you do better. Spirit know that. You know that. So once you know better, you do better. And if you don't, you want to continue to do the wrong things, then you're gonna continue to have outcomes that seems like you've been out of alignment. So who determines that? Your higher self. Who determines what's positive, what's negative? Your higher self. But you know though, because you feel it when it's right or when it's wrong. If that makes sense. I'm really trying to like articulate this out in words, and it's so hard, but because I just feel like we should hurry up and get to the point where we can communicate like with telekinesis, because this words is getting redundant, monotonous, tedious. But so yes, that's what I think decides your karmic depth. But also with the right and wrong, or with the left and right, or with what direction, and with civilization and this archetype of like the American dream, or like the perfect person, or like the perfect, like me, I'm attracted to the weirdest featured people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like the typical what somebody about, oh, they are so, they're so beautiful, they're so gorgeous. He's just I would look at him and be like, eh, and he know it too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like that kind. I like the unique looking ones with like awkward features, and you know what I mean, and things like that. Why did I start talking about that? Oh, because I was saying who came up with this, like the archetype of like what's perfect, like what is perfection, like what does that look like? Again, I feel like it's maybe my mind is just too open, because I think I have an issue, because I'm like, what if perfect is everything? Like, because you've dated somebody and you're like, this is perfection to me, and you love their dirty draws, and everybody else is looking at you like it could be better, like, you know what I mean? Like that type of situation. Like, what is perfect? Like, who came up with this? Like, who came up with this like little prototype that we're living in this matrix? It's an interesting question. And why do we go along with it without hesitation? We go along with it. Oh, I like him because it's like what everybody else is like. You know what I mean? That's so weird. That is so weird. But yeah, so in this video, I just really, or at the end of the day, because like I said, the point of coming here is to leave more expanded than you came. And so I really want you to ask yourself some of the some questions about some things that you do and why you do it. Like some things that become habitual at this point. Like, oh, I don't want to do that because that's bad. Like, who the fuck is gonna punish you for real, for real? Like, does it feel good when you do it though? Like, how do you feel when you do it? Is it enlightening? Is it a enlightening feeling when you do it? That's the question. because I was trying to explain how you would know if it's right or not, and I'm like, oh, you would know. Is it an enlightening feeling when you do it, or is it like a mischievous, like I'm being rebellious feeling when you do it, like, but it feels good? You know what I mean? That's how you know if it's that like good pleasure, or if it's like that toxic pleasure, that shit you ain't supposed to be doing, that devil card energy. I like to read tarot cards, guys, so I'll be talking in tarot sometimes, like tower moments, devil card energy, and shit like that. But yeah, so I just really truly feel like that your programming and your childhood and your experiences is what bases your judgment off of what is um, positive, what's negative, you know what I mean? What's good and bad, good versus evil. Like, what really is evil? What really is negative? And why do you perceive it that way? What made you look at it as negative? And do you experiment? Like, we all know certain immoral things, and even certain immoral things that we think are immoral, some people real deal, like that was their purpose. Like, you can't have the good without the bad. Like, some people are real deal murderers, robbers, killers, and pedophiles and rapists, and that's really their purpose. And that's really fucked up to understand, but life isn't for us to understand, but that really is life, because you're like, how is their mind that way? How is their spirit that way? How is their soul that way? Because we don't understand their karmic journey, and we don't know how much karmic debt they have to endure, or they're going to endure afterwards, or we don't know what lesson they are trying to learn from reincarnating here doing that crazy ass off the wall ass shit. You know what I mean? It's just when you think about it like that kind of way. I don't be knowing what I be saying in these videos either, which is the craziest part about everything. Like, I don't know if that's like a channeling or what, because I still be reading the notes, but I still, like, I don't remember a lot of the shit that I just said. But yeah, no, definitely comment on this. Definitely tell me your perspective on this. Definitely tell me if this resonates with you, if you feel me, if you feel or think how I think about it. Like, who came up with all of this bullshit? And I've always been the type, I don't really follow everybody else's rules, or I don't really, at a job, in class, with my mom, with my granny, anybody who told me anything, I questioned everything that they told me to do. Like, why am I doing it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I questioned everything, because everything be having a motive to some shit. So you always gotta dig deeper when it comes down to things. Open your mind, and that is how you expand it. Ask questions, and then please do not forget to educate yourself. Now, see me, I educate myself on things that I want to learn, that I'm thirsty to learn. I educate myself. I sit and read and watch videos galore, or documents galore, or write about it, meditate on it. Educate yourself on whatever. Like, fuck whoever thinks you're supposed to have this type of education on this type of situation. Educate yourself on the shit you like, and always be open to evolving and growing. And I don't know why, but I just felt the need to say that, because I'm in no rush to get off. But yeah, I'll be back. I'm literally gonna be posting a video every day. Honestly, I got so much shit to say. I got so much shit to say. I just don't want to mesh it all in one video. So thank y'all for watching, and hopefully this video found you well, and hopefully you found it, or spirit can slid it across your, you know, little screen. But yes, come back for more videos, more topics, more discussion, and more growth. See y'all later.